Well, this is quite an unusual vehicle for me to be driving. I don't normally have this type of vehicle, so it's quite a novelty. Okay, well, the vehicle's done over 100,000 miles. It's surprisingly nippy and torquey. I thought it'd be a lot sluggier, a lot more sluggish, but it seems to travel quite well. The first thing I'll pick up on is the driving position is very good, very comfortable. You've got a good vantage point of everything that's going on around you, but when it comes to the rear view vision, I'd have to say it is 85%, if not more, obstructed by these absolutely enormous headrests. They are absolutely huge. They're like the top of surfboards, so you can't really see a lot out the back at all. And that's pretty much a weird design, to be fair. I think if I had this vehicle myself, those headrests would have to go, because they are annoying. Now, the side mirrors are huge. We like huge side mirrors. We like to see where we've been. We like to see what's going on around us. So I'm all up for big wing mirrors, and this certainly has those. Pulling away in third gear now. It's obviously not a fast vehicle, but it just feels nice and powerful and torquey. It feels like I could pull another vehicle along with this, no problem at all. It is a strong car. It is a strong car, and it does feel like it's going to be quite good off the road as well. It's quite a comfortable ride. It's not as hard and bouncy as I anticipated it to be. It actually holds the road quite nicely. I could quite easily drive a long way with this vehicle. It takes the bumps on the roads nicely with its huge tyres. Give it a bit of a wiggle test. That's when you start to see what you're dealing with here, and it's you can imagine a boat, big heavy old wooden cruiser in water, somebody rocking around from side to side, and that's pretty much what it's like. I'll just wait for a bit of a clear in the road, and I'll give that a better demonstration. It's the reason why I bring this up is this is not a vehicle I would be happy to do an emergency swerve in at any speed over something like 45 miles an hour. Right, here we are, we're doing 45 miles an hour now. I'll just give it a bit of a wiggle here. My word, this thing rolls and rocks around just like a boat in water. That's frightening. Now I know it makes up for that in going off-road and dealing with bumps and stuff, but it's got to have some road usage as well, and I'm afraid a vehicle that does that just doesn't tick the box. If I was to go any faster than I'm going now, I would be in big shit if I had to make a sudden manoeuvre. Now also you'll notice there's a lot of lag in that steering wheel, so if you're looking at this video, you either own one of these or you're going to be buying one second hand. So you want to look into the steering aspect now, because that's going to be worn bushes or a completely new steering box, which is a nasty job to do. But apart from that dramatic roll, I mean, there are ways around that. You can change the shocks, you can put firmer shocks on. If you're going to be using this car on the road, then you're going to want those shocks anyway, so it's not a big deal. There's certainly nothing to lose sleep about. But I'm going to go around the roundabout now and see exactly what this car's like on the roundabouts, because I've got a feeling it's going to be frightening. And you know, it's not actually that bad. I thought the lean would be a lot more dramatic. So it does cope with the corners quite well. This is a workhorse. This isn't a daily run around. This is something a builder to use to pick up his work stock, someone to tow a caravan or tow another car. It's a recreational vehicle as well, but it's not a commuting vehicle. You're not going to be running people around in this, doing your shopping, taking the kids to school. I'm just going to do a brake test now. I'm not going to do an emergency stop. I'm just going to brake firmly, give an idea of what it's like. Yeah, there's not a lot of braking power there, which is kind of what I expected. It could do with more powerful brakes. So if you're thinking about buying one of these second hand, I think definitely concentrate on the steering, because the steering on this is knackered. Look at the brakes. You might be able to upgrade the brakes. But generally speaking, it's actually quite a pleasant car to drive. It doesn't scream out drive me enthusiastically, but it does say, look, there's a field over there. I could go over this field no problem and I wouldn't get stuck. So it's quite an appealing vehicle, I must admit. It does have its own endearing qualities. But if you're going to be going down the motorway at 70 miles an hour and you suddenly want to do this or do that, then you're going to be all over the place and you're going to be in trouble, because the car is going to counter-affect your movements. And keeping a vehicle like this under control when you're going into a skid, I would say, is going to be near on impossible. So bear that in mind if you're thinking about driving one of these long distance. But I'd have to say I'm glad I picked this vehicle up. I'm glad I've driven it. It would be okay to drive a reasonable distance in this vehicle. It would be comfortable. But whether it's safe for passengers and long distance travel and high speed travel, then I would have to say no.